What's going on, guys? Marco here. Today's gonna be a great day. You know why? Because we have some car parts to install. As many as you know, Jenny is gonna be a drift car for me. So since drift cars usually run pretty high, oil gets pretty high and all that, we're gonna install the Mishimoto oil cooler. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy. We got all the stuff. We already took everything out. Look at that. Look at that sandwich plate. That's awesome. Now, as you can see, even underneath, if you see my previous videos, I said I have Jacksons. I invested in some. And I also invested in a little car ramps right here. You know, best of Harbor Freight. And also, I got some drift spares. Now, these are ASAs, as you can see. These are 18 by 7.5. The tires are pretty worn, but you know, the drift spares, not really care about what the tires look like, and I already tried them on. They look pretty good, so I'm happy for that. So I will say with this kit, if you ordered it and you're getting ready to install, make sure you have to get new oil. When you go to get some oil at the parts store, AutoZone, Advanced, Pep Boys, wherever you go, make sure you get an oil filter as well. The kit does not come with an oil filter. I didn't know that. I'm over here opening stuff and there's no oil filter. I went to the store and bought some oil and then it has no oil filter. So doing some research, it does say that the 2.0 turbo filter will fit. My suggestion is, what I'm gonna do is, this fitting right here is what goes into the sandwich plate, into the new hardware. So one, believe just, yeah, this side is gonna be what goes into the new oil filter. So what I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna see the 2.0 turbo filter and I'm gonna make sure it screws on. So I would suggest you do the same. All right, guys, as you can see, I took the front bumper off already and I put them in the ramps. First thing I'm gonna do is drain the oil filter, and then I'm gonna take this ram piece off just so I can get the oil filter housing unbolted. So while we're waiting for the oil to drain, these bolts right here, here's the dipstick. You follow the dipstick down. Let's see if we can focus right there. Those bolts right there are the oil filter housing that you're gonna need to remove. Those 4 bolts are 12mm bolts, and you're gonna take that off and you're gonna replace it with the oil filter housing that Mishimoto has provided. Alright, guys, so here's the new Mishimoto oil filter housing. Now, right here are where these O-rings are gonna go. So you place them on there, and then you add a little bit of oil around the top so it gets a good seal once it's on. Alright, guys, so the new oil filter housing is in. I think the hardest part of this filter housing install was lining up the bolts to the hole. So all you gotta do is just play around with it. The easiest thing for me was to get it from the top. And yeah, that is the easiest way I got to remove this housing. Well, the OEM housing, and installing this new Mishimoto oil filter housing. Alright, so next we're going to install the bracket. It goes right underneath the radiator mount right here. There's 2, as you can see right there. There's 2 little tabs. In total, there's 4 tabs. As you can see, sorta. Let me see if I can get better lighting on there. Yeah, there you go. There's 2 little tabs that come out of the radiator support. And this bracket has 4 holes for that specific reason. 1 for the tab and 1 for the bolt. So you just place it there, flat side up. And then right here, and these holes right here is where the oil cooler is gonna sit. Really, I should have taken this plastic piece off, but I really hate taking those pieces off. It definitely would have been a lot easier, but oh well. Okay, so I went ahead and installed the lines. The one that curves the most is gonna go on the left side, and the one that has a straight fitting is gonna go on the right side. Now, what I'm a little confused is this bracket only has one hole on this side and then two over here. Same thing with the oil cooler, has two here and two here. How am I gonna screw that down? Makes no sense. No sense at all. Now when you install it, there's the bracket. There's this plastic thing right here. Honestly, I don't even know what it is, but it's easy to come off. Just lift and twist. And it comes right off. Lines are gonna go right through here to the bottom, so this piece needs to come off, or you can cut it off, whatever you want. I'm just taking it off. So that one hole did align with one of the holes in the oil cooler. So that's what I did. I put one. I don't know what else to do. I put both here, and this is how it goes. Right here, goes underneath and over this way. So I went ahead and installed the AN fittings on these. You know, I tightened them a little bit, not too tight. And back here, the oil ring, it's already installed, so you're just gonna put a little bit of oil around it so it's a good seal. And it also, this is the fitting. This right here is where I was talking about before, that the 2.0 turbo oil filter will screw on. I did get that. They'll screw on. And this side, this is what's gonna screw on to the Mishimoto oil filter housing. Alright guys, so it is now the next day. It turns out this was a lot harder install than I was expecting. It's straightforward, but the biggest issue is the lines are like exact. There's not enough play to like maneuver them around where you need to go. So I ended up having to backtrack and switch things around the way I was installing them. So this is basically what I did. Yeah, but basically what I did is I ended up taking off the oil housing, the oil filter housing, taking that off, then getting that bolt with the sandwich plate and installing that, then putting the lines on, and then I routed them over here underneath like that, over the subframe, and right there. So I already turned the car on and checked for leaks. Everything looks good so far. I'm about to take it out for a test drive, make sure that nothing happens once the car is up to temp, and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright guys, so I went for a test drive, and turns out that I had a little bit of an oil leak, unfortunately. I did lose, I want to say about a quart. I ended up putting oil, but turns out this line right here was a little loose. So it wasn't leaking when on idle, but once enough pressure on it, like flooring it and all that, it started leaking oil a little bit. So I did unscrewed it from the mount down here, and as you can see right here, there's a little bit of oil still, even on the ground. But I did unscrew it and took the oil cooler out and make sure that was tight and this was tight, so we shouldn't have any other issues. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. Have more videos to come. I have more stuff that came in, and I'm getting ready to install. And another shout out to Mishimoto. Thank you for the product. Thank you for being a sponsor. And hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.